Welcome back to part two of What If Zuko had or was Nail Neela? I think that's how I don't know how to pronounce her name, so I'm sorry for trying to. It's this girl right here. She is from Bleach, but I can never pronounce her name, like her first name. Nala. I I can never pronounce her name. If you guys know how to pronounce her name, that's good for you. So yeah, where where we left off, the um, Zuko was is now, of course, the sports festival, because I already went over the like beginning part though, and got it or we got introduced to the new character that's in this what if her and in this what if compared to the canon version of the Bleach is that she's been bullied most of her life so by boys, and so she hates boys. She wants to protect girls from, but then she slowly realized the only some boys are bad. And but when she saw Zuko in his buffed up version of herself thing, yeah, Zuko was basically a buffed up version of like All Might, like way taller, than her, er, and he like so yeah. But she's slowly turning into more like, instead of having like, oh, I'm gonna protect all the girls, to being loved or loving on Zuko. Yeah. So, but the sports festival the race won, Zuko won in about 0.1. Yeah. And that got everyone's attention. And then the cavalry battle, Zuko was the only one, and he jumps up, he floats in midair. He created a dome. After he grabbed all the like headbands thing. Yeah, the headbands were like all the way over his entire body or entire head, like how Mr. Ozawa's his face thing. Yeah. So Zuko ends up, of course, winning that round. As the things got back, of course, Midnight tells Zuko that you're probably familiar with the fight one, aren't you? As he says, yeah, but the entire Class 1A versus me, or no, Class A and Class B versus me. they don't have a chance to do it. Huh. You're so confident. As his sister butts in, as he covers, or no, she covers his ears, as he, or as she tells Miss, or Midnight, that this is the same man that killed all those high-end villains. Does any of us have a chance? No, against him. As Mr. or as Midnight says to him that, or says to her that says, sorry about that. I didn't realize that his, or that he did that. Yeah, he killed all those high-end villains without any second thoughts about them. Yeah, and then, of course, because how buffed up he is, and he has like kind soul, because she could sense like souls inside of a person's body if they are honest people, or like, because she always thought all boys have the evil souls in them, but not Zuko. And she starts to have this like heart or look, like those anime characters that have like, they have the heart urge comes out of their eyes, basically almost in any anime. So like, when I looked that up, it's like every girl like that. Uh, so so she basically had that going for him, because he wanted to say thank you to, or actually, because she didn't see it before, because or because she was like not in a good mood thing. So what did she do? She left him. Yeah. So that was her mistake of leaving her, or leaving him to the, okay. So then the fight won Hun. So Brain Dude couldn't, or backed out. And then the Todoroki got beat around like a little rag doll. Oh. Oh. And the third, Bakugo versus Ochako, as she cares about Ochako, but she couldn't get there in time. But then, out of nowhere, a fist came out of nowhere and punched Bakugo in the arm, sending him flying, nailing him to the wall. As he says, is that as he grabs Ochako, walks all the way back, or walks to Recovery Girl. And yeah. And when she saw that he doesn't mind those girls or anyone, he treats them as if he or as themselves. Like kindness. As she's in her head, she's thinking about this too hard. Like her entire face is like blushing with excitement that she wants him to be her, her boyfriend thing when she gets a chance to. So, yeah. Basically, the as midnight, it was like, man, if he's this powerful or strong, he might be winning the entire competition hands down. Of course, Mr. Ozawa was a little bit surprised that Zuko can handle it. So then the final round between Bakugo versus Zuko is basically, of course, Bakugo knows that he protects all his friends. As Bakugo says, this is just a challenge to see who would get more votes in. Huh. Yeah. But, I'm not holding back. I know this is just the... So you were probably dying to see what my level 2 would be. As he takes a deep breath. As he shows his true form. Or like number 2. Oh. As they see, it kind of looks like it's similar to the it's similar to Demon Lord Maline's from that time I got reincarnated as slime armor. The one that, if you guys don't know, I'll show you in about 2 seconds. It almost looks similar. It almost looks similar to hers, but without a blade. Alright. So, yeah. And when he showed his true form, his power really starts to go as he starts laughing at him maniacally. Like he says that now you're really in for it. And as everyone is afraid of his true power, as his sister says, or actually she thinks that she could have been wrong. He could be evil, but Zumi tells her that he's not evil. He's just when he gets upset, he's always like that. It doesn't make him evil. Oh. As he's about to destroy the entire, like, thing without him, or without it, like, oh, I'm gonna destroy the world. Boom. 2 seconds later, boom. Here, hold on. I'm downloading that, so the basically it's a file thing. So yeah. So if you guys want me to do it to you, and yeah. So give me a moment to here. Ready? So sorry about that. Yeah. So yeah, basically Zuko was the same thing. So Zuko, I'm just saving it because here, hold on. There you go. So when Zuko activated his full power, boom. As Bakugo, of course, no one. He did the illusion version, so it's basically they thought it was real deal, but then they looked at twice, and it was not even there. As yeah, if you guys want me to do like something really funny in this what if, let me know in the comments below. So basically, Mr. Ozawa is surprised. So did Music Mike, because they know that this kid is on a whole nother level, a level you can't pass. As he knows that as Midnight tells him to just relax. As Bakugo says the same thing. As he lost his armor and he became more of a child. As everyone thought it was his true form. But no, his true form is actually his original form is actually the one that when he gets mad. So when he is neutral, like between happy and sad, he goes back to normal size. So basically, yeah. As he's happy as a clay. As Bakugo is like knocked out of a ring because of that. Yeah. So then, yeah. There's 2 girls that would be like is gonna fight over each other to have to be Zuko's date thing. Rinko and her. Yeah. Because she sees kindness in him. Not hatred, or not like evil kind, but more like a blessing from the guns kind. And Rinko saw how scary he could get to, or spooky, and she even wants him to do that. So, yeah, as Midnight and the pro heroes are like, man, having you around Zuko is like having a singing, and powerhouse, or first powerhouse that we have. Yeah. So basically, Zuko proved himself to be the strongest, most powerfulest person in the world. As yeah. And when that's only level 2, like the one that I showed you, the one that looks like, or Zuko looks like her, or with her armor thing. Yeah, he's at level 2, but when at level 3, it's crazy. Like he can also use it like normally, like his ability to say that same thing without him getting like super mad or go back to his childhood thing. Yeah, every single day. So, yeah. And he is so like buffed up. And he's instructable. So, yeah. Not even like All for One's attacks could even penetrate it. So, they asked him if he wants to join the UA or the stay with his school. And he itched his head. He tells them, as they knew that he's about to say as Mr. Ozawa tells Zumi that, or no, Zuko that they didn't realize that how powerful you were, and we all thought you were just a 4-year-old kid that wanted to go to UA. But then when we found out that you were actually 15, but your body was as yeah, so you have the powers of infinity and zero, that allows you to basically do that, and you have a quirk, so you're more valuable than most of us in this school. Oh, so yeah, so then they accepted him into UA as Class 1A. They knew that if they had to choose one or the other back then, like in the first video, they had a choice between picking her or Zuko. Well, they chose her, and it was a mistake. Or actually, they tried to figure out who's who. Yeah. So then he joins UA, Class 1A. And when she heard that that Zuko is joining UA, eh? Eh? He just, or she became more like that. Her heart starts to beep like bum 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 bum. Yeah. So basically, yeah, her heart starts to beat uncontrollable. Oh, because when she heard that the Zuko is joining UA, she is all happy. Like, she's triggered happy. Yeah. So then so that she can hang around with him way more and get used to him. As they never, or she actually never hanged around with a boy that has the entire universe, multiverse, everything as his fingertips. And plus, he has a unique skill that allows him to do that. So, yeah. So he was born with 3 different things. And he has his quirk, he has his powers, and he has skills. Basically allows him to, but he also gains a new power or new type that's leveled up. Because every boy, or the ones that were just born with infinity and, or actually the quirk and the ability thing, is legendary rare. But if you have the quirk, ability, skill, and basically the I forget the, what's the fourth one? Upgrade, I'll just say. So he is now got evolved because once he activates his full power in level 3, all that like quirks and abilities and like skills and upgrades will go over 9,000, aka he can become a anime lord or lord of the anime. Yeah. So then the camp park, then after the camp park, the USJ, or no, camp park, and then All Might vs. All for One. I'm skipping the internship because Zuko applied for the UA after the, so basically Zuko, so but Zuko ends up walking around. You know who he walks around with? Midnight. Yeah, that girl right there. He walks with her because he or she tells him that because under normal circumstance you had to use to go to the internship thing. So you know who else was there? Of course, Mr. Aizawa. So Mr. Aizawa and Midnight were there. Don't ask me. Do not. Because he's under both of them. So basically, as someone tried or actually, let's say someone had a bullet cannon thing comes out of their arm. And no, it's not leading a gun. That's, no. As Zuko could sense it, as when the villain pulled the trigger, Zuko turned around and he used the power to stop the bullet in midair. As Midnight turns and sees a bullet right near her head or face. Yeah. As Zuko walks over, grabs the bullet, and he turns it around and he shoots it right back at the villain. And so yeah. Then he ends up, or as he walks over and he sees, of course, Mr. Aizawa and Midnight, where he walks or he sees Hero Killer Stain is about to kill Tenya. As they both, all three of them goes. And yeah, Zuko was buffed up as he grabs the Hero Killer Stain by the throat. And yeah, basically Zuko was strong. As he says, you try to hurt my friends. I'm not okay with that. As he's about to, they're like, and Zuko was strong. As he basically holds him, as Mr. Aizawa tells him to hold him there, Zuko. Now, tell us that why are you trying to kill the Tenya and the native? As Hero Killer Stain says, you're just you're trying to defend them. How naive. As Zuko says, answer that question, or else the next time I'll have your head pop off. And Zuko was basically everyone, even the Nomus that were like a couple miles away, could feel Zuko's aura. As they are like, they're peeing their pants. And as they ran away from it. As they're like, as most of them stumbled. As Hero Killer Stain looks at Zuko, as he says, okay, because the reason why I want to kill both of them is because they are fake heroes. And all that stuff. So, Mr. Aizawa or they can't believe that Zuko can make anyone confess. And, when he's in his angry form, and Mr. Aizawa, or not Mr. Aizawa, Hero Killer Stain tried to stab him in the neck. The blade broke. As he says, that's a good boy. And telling us, but as he grabs the arm that had a broken blade on it and broke Hero Killer Stain's arms and legs. So you know what he does? he lets go and he knocks him out. As he's kind of brutal. As Mr. Ozawa ties him up, or ties the hero killer Stain up. And yeah, it was scary. As Midnight says, that was scary. Scary, by the way. As Sir Night Eye says, yeah. Next time, Zuko, a little less threatening aura. And more questions. As he says, sorry, Mr. Aizawa, if someone doesn't answer any questions, that's how I do things. Yeah. So Zuko ends up hanging around as he got so popular as everyone has him all over the news. Like this kid brought number one or hero killer Stain in and yeah, then all that stuff. And of course, she could feel the threatening aura. But when she turned around, she knew which threatening aura is it. It was Zuko's. But she knows that in her own head, she knows that she still loves him. She respects him. Because... And she wants to apologize to Zuko for back then. So, yeah. And the Nomus that I said, they ended up peeing their pants. Like, they knew that fear was. So then Zuko ends up, walks in, as the Nomu steps back. They don't want to fight him. And Zuko has this grinning aura. As he says, it's time to play with you. As, yeah, Zuko was rough with them. Sending or killing them is like play toys to him. So, yeah, basically, Zuko was strong. Than a normal human. And so, yeah, then after that, Zuko is now accepted to UA. He caught up on all of his work before. And, yeah. Then Mr. Ozawa was like... Sorry, I'm thinking. So, basically now it's a camp park. They know that he gets mad and he can turn it off. He can turn it off. So, or like, so he could stay as the really buffed up dude and then turn back on to be happy again. Yeah. So, so that's what he did. He turns it off and he became way more or than the normal human man. As he looks at, or as she wants to sleep in the same tent. But, but she also knows that she will probably get embarrassed of sleeping with the same guy that she respected from now on. After the USJ thing, she respected him all the way through. So, yeah. But her love is deep. Like, how deep? Well, it's like an endless void kind of deep. She wants to love on him, make him her boyfriend thing, but she always like tries to think of many possibilities of how she will say it. But then, of course, the next day or next night, there was a pair up. So everybody got their pair up thing, and it was Zuko and her paired up together. So let's go back to the the cam part, or not cam, internship. Um, oh, sorry, the internship thing. So yeah, so the internship thing during all that time at the villains, there was 3 people, or actually 4 people. But All for One, do you think I left him out of the story? No. Please, please wait for part 3 to come out.